Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Oh, God. You know, we were talking shortly before this episode. We could have just stopped. We could have just been like, you know what?
We could have watched House of the Dead
We've seen House of the Dead.
and just been like, fuck it, no.
You know what? That's all we need.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, we could have. But no, we kept on going. The hits kept on coming. Blood Rain. Fucking Blood Rain 2. In the Name of the King.
Alone in the Dark.
I even forgot about Alone in the Dark. Sorry, I'm a little drunk.
Oh, you forgot about Alone in the Dark.
I know, it's surprising,
I
right?
mean, it's so memorable.
It's such a, it's such a great movie that, I just... Sorry, let me take another...
Take a sip. Will's drinking a very strong AMF.
I may have put too much alcohol in this. I was saying subconsciously it was on purpose, but...
You definitely.
I accidentally did it, but my subconscious was like, you gonna need this for later.
And you did.
And boy, did I.
Boy, once they started ramping up the hee-haw, you fucking needed it.
It was all downhill when the chef came in, okay?
I'm just the food guy! Fuck!
Alright.
You thought Jar Jar Binks was annoying? Oh boy! Just you wait.
Oh my god. Let's play I Spy. You guys, let me guess, a bunch of weird scientists.
My back!
My back! Oh, my back!
Oh my god. Get it? It's funny because he's fat.
Oh my god. You owe me a meatball sandwich. You owe me a helicopter.
You owe me a boat.
You owe me a boat. Like... Alright, so tonight we watched Far Cry. Continuing our tradition, our new tradition of watching all the Bowl films.
Yeah. Because I vetoed some, so we're at Far Cry. I'm not explaining my reasons, but let's just say that I don't feel the need to watch Postal or Stoic or some other of his bullshit.
Now, I will admit, this one was a little bit easier to swallow.
No, this one, it's less annoying.
It was less annoying than the other ones because it wasn't like a good...
It's not a good movie.
Do not get me wrong. It was absolute garbage. But like, at least it was more watchable than the other ones. It wasn't like as like monotonously like insane as the other one.
It's just
other ones. Sorry. It's just because like there wasn't like a ton of like action scenes, which I think saved it because like man, Uwe Boll does not know how to do action scenes.
No, I mean, so here's the thing. Like halfway through the movie, I'm like, yeah, this is bad, but it's not that annoying. It's not that horrendous. And then they started ramping up the comedy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, so for some reason, Uwe Boll decided it would be a good idea to take an action game, like a first-person action shooter, Far Cry, and create basically a comedy action movie that turns into like a weird buddy.
Yeah, between
movie.
our guy and a fat
chef.
and a fat man.
Like a fat food guy.
He's the food guy. He's not a chef. He's the food guy.
And continuously complains about his back and the fact that he shouldn't be here and he doesn't want to die and he just stumbles and bumbles around while the other guy quote unquote kicks some ass. And so yeah. But anyway, we'll get to that. I don't know, let's just get into it. I'm probably mumbling and like stumbling my way through this because I've had more alcohol in this. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more though, is because I've had more alcohol this time than the previous times. I have had straight alcohol the other times too, and I swear to God, Uwe Boll is gonna give me fucking like liver poisoning or something.
Well, there's only like 8 or 7 or 6 or 5 of these left.
I don't know if I can make it through that many.
Depending on which I decide to veto, which I will be vetoing some for your health and for our fucking sanity.
For my liver.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I
No
don't
problem.
know I don't know how much more times I can get drunk on on recording.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm just tired. I'm just tired, and
I'm kind of exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I'm
tired of his bullshit.
We made it about halfway through, and I'm already just exhausted. I can't do this much longer.
I'm tired of his shit.
Me too. I am tired of this hack director thinking that he can just that he thinks he's like the second coming of fucking like Martin Scorsese.
This fucking scam artist.
He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? A bunch of fucking video game remakes because they're popular. It's like, yeah, but like
have you tried making it good?
They've never been good. So video game remakes have never been good on film. One exception. Are you talking about Mortal Kombat?
I am talking about Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
I'm talking about Mortal Kombat because
the exception of Mortal Kombat.
The
first Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I'm talking about Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat is the greatest movie ever made.
It is great,
along with the greatest soundtrack ever produced.
That is true
for a film,
and the most like fire theme song.
The best theme song, but again, it's just a movie about people going to a fucking tournament to fight.
Yeah, it's simple.
And simple is great.
You don't need much with fighting games. And but I feel like every fighting game that they try and like make into a movie, they try and over explain the plot.
Yeah, like the Street Fighter Chun-Li movie.
Fuck that movie.
Which we will eventually.
I do not. I've already seen it. I don't want to watch it again.
You will watch it again.
Thank God it's not for a long time.
A long time.
Okay. All right. So, sorry.
Here's the thing. Even the bad video game movies, even those, they are not Uwe Boll films.
Uwe Boll films are something special. They are special kind of shit.
It's just no matter how much they get, no matter how many cranes he uses, no matter how many like explosions or blood squibs, no matter what, even when the actors aren't terrible, even when the actors are like they're doing their job, even then, he doesn't get it.
Now I'll be honest, like before we get into it, this is like the most. This is not saying a lot because the bar is set way too low.
It's a very low bar.
But the directing in this, like the cinematography, is actually like... I'm not going to say it's good, but it's the best in an Uwe Boll film we've seen. That's the best credit I can give it. And that's not saying a lot because they've all been shit. And this is still shit, but it's better shit.
It's by far the most competent until comedy.
Well, okay, but it's still competently shot.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use as many handheld scenes.
Thank fucking God.
I don't know. I didn't know how much I'd appreciate that until it didn't happen as much. And I was like, oh my God, he's actually using a tripod and a crane. And like, he's actually trying different shots other than the handheld.
It's because he had $30 million. $30 million of scam money.
My question is, how the hell did he get $30 million? Unless this was directed before
no.
Blood Rain 2.
No. I feel like they gave him the money and then like he just delayed filming it.
Well, because he actually struck a deal with the video game company to make the movie before it was even released. Crytek? Yeah. Is it right? Crytek was the first...
The first Far Cry?
The developer of the first Far Cry. Because then Ubisoft took it over, right? Or was it Crytek that developed it and then published by
It was published by Ubisoft, but Ubisoft did end up making the later ones.
Right.
Because Crytek ended up making Crysis and things like that.
Yes, okay, that's right, yeah. Which are pretty decent games except for the third one.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
We won't talk about it.
We can talk about that on Sunday.
Yeah, it's true. We will talk about our live stream more at the end of this episode.
Yes.
And before I get off on more drunken rants, let's fucking break this fucking movie down.
Let's get through this shit.
Alright, let's just get through it. Let's just fucking do it. So, first scene, we get a fucking guy trying to start a Jeep.
Hey, this is the most competent scene in the movie, because...
It is the most competent scene in the movie. It's the most entertaining scene in the movie, too.
We get, like... a fancy crane shot that comes like it's like looking down and then it comes down and it's all like one take and there's like people talking and they're like stuck because there's some shit on their engine. I don't know. There's something on their engines and they can't start their fucking Jeeps. So they're scared. And then there's some guy running through the forest.
You get monster. Well,
Monster vision.
It's like digitized monster vision.
Have you ever seen a little movie called Predator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I want to again explain. I've had a lot of alcohol, so I'm sorry if I'm stumbling over everything. This is the last apology I'll give. So deal with it from now on.
You don't
but
need
I
to
am
give any
sorry.
apologies, baby.
I
You're doing
had
great.
I had to get drunk to get through this movie. So
Yes, you did.
Alex is stronger than I am.
I'm just drinking regular old beer.
So anyway, so they look around and they're like pointing their guns everywhere, and then one of the cars gets tipped over. And so in any Uwe Boll film when something like that happens, what do? Just blindly empty their clips into
Nothing. The car lights on fire, and that's done. And then the guy in the woods, he runs across a dead body that's like, it has this bottom half ripped off, and he's just like, ugh, and then just kind of runs away.
Then he runs into the two other guys, and he's like, we gotta run, we gotta go, like, there's something in the woods, there's something hunting us. And the guys are like, well, what?
Go get backup or something, like go to the base. And so he runs away, and then the guys at the jeeps get one by one murked.
I love this scene, too, because it's the general, and he sees one of his guys get taken away on, like, the thing. And he, like, turns over to the other guy, he's like, we need to get out of here. And the other guy just, like, flounders onto the floor.
He's, like getting...
I love how he just, like, and he just flounders.
Because he's getting, like, murdered, but it just looks like that fucking meme.
He just looks like he's floundering, and then he drops on the ground.
It looks like...
It
just looks like that fucking... When you nut, but she keeps sucking meme. That's him. He's just like,
Or if you like want a video game reference, it's more like Magikarp doing Splash. It's just like, blah, 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 blah. And he like drops on the ground, and somehow his grenade launcher like fires off a grenade underneath the other car,
and it blows it up.
It blows up. And the like general's like, oh god, oh fuck, god.
And then the monster kills him off camera.
And then what happens? Please, Alex, explain what happens after this thrilling action scene.
Well, no.
Where Uwe Boll actually tries.
There's still one more thing
that's
left.
Right, okay.
Because there's the fucking guy who can't open the gate.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right.
And then the monster runs up to him, and it cuts to, like, some idiots sitting in a lab, and he's just like, great. That's
like,
great.
The subject did exactly as I expected. And like
cut.
And then what do we get after that thrilling action scene where Uwe Boll actually tried, and now we go back to just typical Uwe Boll.
Cut to boat. Where's the whales? I wanted to see some whales.
I want to be the woman. Where's the whales? I need the whales.
It's these two people whale watching. One of them I have to mention is the fucking idiot.
The mayor.
The crinkle dick who played the mayor in Blood Rain 2. He's Whale Man. And his wife is yelling at him because there's no whales. And it's our main character.
Where's the whales? I paid you to see whales. Like, it's these, like, exaggerated accents.
This is a bad customer service. And
now, I also want to mention, the scenery is very, very similar.
It's literally the same place.
It's the exact same place they filmed House of the Dead.
The same, like, bay area.
Maybe he had a deal with the people that owned that area. But it's all that area. It's just like, it's a little bay. It's that little bay.
It's a little bay and like the beach and the forest.
Yeah.
It's the same place. And they yell at him, and the captain of the boat is our main character, Jack Carver, just like the fucking game.
Yep.
And he wears the same fucking shirt as in the game until he doesn't.
And he's getting, well, because like in the game, you wear the whole fucking game.
Yeah, but in the movie, he takes it off like during Milton.
So anyway, so we get funny whale watching, and then we just get a guy painting. He just fucking the big bad. He's just painting. He's going to town on a canvas.
And someone walks in and is like, why did you like tell my men to like go out in the woods? And he's like, oh, we were doing a test. And he's like, on live subjects?
He's like, yes, we had to know, but I'll have you know, he took out 10 men, and it wasn't your men. It was this other woman's men.
And she's fine with it.
Yeah, she's like, whatever, it worked, it's fine. You can tell she's like the evil one.
She's the ass kisser.
Yes.
You know, she's the brown noser at the workplace. The other guy,
Of course, in Ube Bowl fashion, she also has like a shirt and a vest
That's
like,
squeezing her boobs?
like two sizes too small. That's like compressing her boobs so her cleavage is
always
just
visible?
massive. Yeah.
fitting.
Yep. Definitely. So now
We get a
now we
reporter.
cut to a reporter in some New York office, I guess.
Somewhere. And she's like telling her boss about like there's this story, there's this island, it's hidden, and my uncle Max works there and he's been telling me about it, and the guy's like, yeah, whatever, go.
He's like, okay, just go. Then he's like, well, how are you gonna do that? Like, you can't go anywhere. And she's like, I'll take a vacation. And then like he's like, well, Bubby, go.
Funny, ha ha.
Banter, ha ha.
And then we get a fucking
we get an overview shot of the refinery.
we get someone's grandpa shows up, and they're like, I want to see like what our money's going to.
And they're like, yes, General, of course.
He works for the government, whatever.
Of course, it's cliche government paying for weird testing on super soldier things.
Well, it's even more vague than that, because later on they're like, I paid you for a weapon, not this, and it's like, okay. So they go there, and they're walking him through this hallway, and he shows them the soldiers.
And they show the soldiers in the cells, and they're just staring at nothing. And then they go into the room, and guess who's there? A giant, pale,
Bald dude.
bald super soldier that has big,
looks
black
like the
pupils.
He looks like the fucking guys from Prometheus,
Yeah,
the
he
engineers.
really does. Yeah.
And he's like there, and they shoot at him. Bullets do nothing.
And so then the general,
This is
and then they're
great.
like, well, just don't shoot at the eyes or the mouth.
That's the one thing he says. But he's
Those are
also
the
like,
weak spots, apparently.
oh, this is great. And then they're like, yeah, but we have to. He's
Well,
like,
so the general says, well, let him loose and we'll see like what he can actually do.
and they're like, oh no.
They're like, we can't control him. And like the general's like,
What's the
"I'm not-
point?"
I'm not paying you for something we can't control.
It's like, what's the point of a weapon you can't control? Like,
He's
fuck you.
I love the doctor though, because like the main scientist is like, well, like he can be used for certain
Certain operations.
Certain operations. What? Where you just need a guy to go fucking berserk?
And then you hope. You hope.
Just pray that he doesn't kill any of your men.
You hope to control him. And
Yeah,
he's like,
General's gonna be so down with that.
he's like yelling at him. And then he somehow gets loose and just tosses.
You know why he gets loose? Because instead of using like metal restraints, they use like cheap leather restraints.
Yeah.
And a super soldier.
He like tosses some idiots around in slow
They're
mo.
like, today him! And so one guy just like, our hero scientist gets on him and just like starts like pumping him full of like sediment. Why can't I talk?
Sedatives.
Sedatives. I was gonna say sediments.
And then the guy's
That's
like,
not the right word.
your funding's done. Bye.
He's like, oh, fine. What the fuck?
And then after this, it cuts to our reporter lady driving
Along the coast.
to some music that's
And
not fitting
she's-
at all.
And she's calling. Don't worry, you'll hear the song again.
Oh, I forgot. Before this, we got the fucking Max, her uncle, at the refinery thing.
Oh right, and he's
Trying to send an
he's trying
email.
to send her an email, but he gets caught by the Boobs McGee.
Boobs McGee catches him and is like, "You're done." And then it cuts to the music that's not fitting at all, and
She's
her
driving on the coast. She's trying to contact Max,
She can't.
and she can't reach him. So she leaves him a message, and then she calls her reporting, her news source,
Yeah.
and says something blah blah blah. How she's chartering a boat to get over there.
Then we get, oh my god, it's the fucking like marina.
No, so before that, remember, we get the surgery scene.
Oh.
Where they're cutting into the guy and they're putting a computer chip into his spine.
Ah.
And then they put a little camera into his brain so they can see what he sees.
See what he sees.
Now, after reminiscing about this, do they ever fucking use that ever again?
No.
Never. And the chip never comes into play.
Well, presumably the chip is what turns him into a fucking.
Well, he's supposed to. Well, also they are trying to like appease the general who said they were uncontrollable. So they're trying to make them more controllable, but it doesn't work.
Well,
We'll see that later, but
we'll get to that. But the chip, I mean, the chip presumably is what controls them and also that. But the camera
yeah,
in the eyeball,
yeah. Sorry, I took another sip. Oh God.
the camera in the eyes never comes into play.
No, they never show it ever
on
again.
any of them.
They never show it ever again.
So fuck that. And we get the fucking marina, and it's the two owners.
I will admit, it's Max that they were. That's why he was unreachable. Did we say it was Max?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm losing it.
Max is the reporter's uncle.
Yes. So anyway, now we get the marina and the two people that run the marina.
And they're talking about how there's like a client coming and they want Jack to be presentable.
Because they're Jack's boss. Well, supposedly Jack's bosses, even though he's like he's a contracted.
He's a contractor, but not. I guess
Yes.
whatever.
But anyway, so like the wife gets all pissed off at the guy because the guy tries to call Jack on
And he's
the
not
radio.
answering.
He won't answer
Because he was drinking all night.
So we get the girl again on the highway calling some other person. I can't remember. And she pulls into the docks, and we get the wife of the marina guy, and she's like, "If you won't do something, I will." And then she goes and gets a gun, and like tells her husband to start taking pot shots at the
And he
fucking
keeps shooting. He's
at
like,
the
this is
boat.
dangerous. And
And he hits a bell, and Jack finally gets up.
wakes up just in time.
They never delve into Jack drinking ever again, because from this point on, he's sober as a bird.
Well, listen. He does give a line that describes everything. Just because he drinks doesn't mean he's drunk. And that's that.
You know what?
Fair.
Just because I drank a whole entire AMF with 2 shots of every single alcohol doesn't mean that I'm drunk.
I mean, you could make an exception because it's a Nuve Bolt
Just
movie.
because I'm drinking does not mean I'm drunk.
It's true.
I am drunk.
No.
But anyway.
It's forgivable for these.
Is it
Yes, it's Uwe Boll.
is it weird that when I'm kind of drunk, I swear less?
Yeah, that is weird, actually.
I'm not like swearing as much as I usually do.
I know, it's an Uwe Boll movie, and, like, you're not dropping
I'm
bombs.
not dropping F-bombs. It's weird. I'm just explaining the goddamn movie. I am swearing a little bit, but...
I think you'll be swearing more later. A little bit later.
Trust me, when the fat guy sings... Okay, so, yeah, so the girl gets there to charter the boat, and she's gonna go to the fucking... island where the refinery is, and they're doing all the experiments, and because she wants to figure out what's going on.
We get a scene of exposition where they're on the boat. And
Oh yeah, and then she's cooking like kebabs that he prepared.
fish kebabs.
And she's like,
And
I didn't know the cruise came with the meal.
Well, he has her cook, and then they do the exposition, and she talks about how he's her uncle and how Max and Jack knew each other
Right, in how they were both like
in the special forces.
in Germany.
Yeah, and whatever. They were in the special forces. They knew each other, and there's like all this secret stuff going on. And Jack's like, I'm just gonna take you to the island or whatever.
He's like, I'm not gonna go on the island with you. I'm just gonna drop you off and leave. Basically.
And she convinces him to just leave her there and wait. And she overcooks the fish. Ha ha, fun.
And he holds up. He's like, it's burnt, and she's like, it's crispy. And
Well, it's
and then he
fine.
And then he holds up the skewer, and it looks okay.
It looks
doesn't-
fine.
It doesn't look like it's burnt to a crisp.
I'd eat it.
And she's like, and he's like looking at her like disapprovingly because comedy.
It's fine.
So now,
I'd eat it, but it's fine.
So now Max is evil
Oh my god.
because they show him as a super soldier getting up
Is
in
this
one
the
of his
scene?
little cells.
Where he's just laying there and then just
And he just
opens his fucking eyes.
and he just gets up, and then that's the end of the scene. He just gets up in bed, and that's the end of the scene.
He gets up in bed. No, he cracks. You know he's a bad guy because he cracks his knuckles.
And then he looks through the little glass, and then end scene.
And scene.
And then so now the boat. So Jack gets to the familiar beach because we saw
From
it
House
in
of the Dead.
fucking House of the Dead. And he like puts down the little like tiny boat that they're gonna take to shore, and he like drops off the girl and is gonna leave,
And he's like, "Be back here in 6 hours."
and he's like, "Be back here in 6 hours." So she says, "Be back here in 6 hours," or no, you better be back. And
He's like, "You better be
and
back."
You better be back. Remember that joke because they
Remember.
do it again.
They do
Mo-
multiple times. They do that. It's hilarious.
Well, just twice on that one. They do
Yeah.
the other one. They do the other one more. So anyway, he goes back to the boat and he's just having himself a beer.
He's just drinking beer, but the girl is like walking
Is
in the
he
woods.
just gonna wait there for like 6
Yes.
hours straight?
Yes, drinking a beer.
Yes.
And she's walking through the woods like, "Max, Max, Max." And eventually she comes to a road.
She doesn't even yell it though. She's just like, it's like in those games like where you can like call the person you're looking for, and they're just like, Max, Max, Max.
Like a dog.
Yeah, that's basically what she does while walking through the woods, and she gets immediately like high alert guards are everywhere,
They were already waiting for her.
and we get Boobs McGee coming up and just slapping her right in the face,
And then she's like, "Take her away." And then she tells,
she's like, kill the guy in the boat, and so a guy gets out a bazooka, and while our dude is sipping a beer, he sees like a light gleaming
well, no,
in the
so
distance.
the guy launches the bazooka. So
So the guy is pointing
Down.
at the boat.
pointing down.
And then in the scene where he's firing the bazooka, he's aiming up.
No, he still aims down.
Oh, that's right. He fires the bazooka, but it's somehow in midair.
So
Like not like aiming down. It's like in the like towards the sky.
he's pointing down, aims down, fires down. The rocket is like in fucking artillery somehow. It's in the
And it
sky
like flies through the air
because that's how he sees it.
and then it's enough time for like Jack to be like, "Oh shit." And he jumps off the boat and like swims to safety.
And yeah,
But not really safety because there's more guards he has to dispatch in the worst action scene. Some of the worst action scenes.
he
That Uwe Boll cannot direct action scenes. He should never do it. He's never been good at it.
Especially-
and he's still not good at it.
especially fight scenes.
You think he'd learn by now?
Nope.
They're just bad. They're just like cut. They're like a choppy mess of like a bunch of cuts, slow mo, and like
In close-ups.
they're incomprehensible.
Yeah.
You can't. You don't know what the fuck is going on in his action scenes.
No, he just dispatches these guys through the power of shaky cam and close-ups. And
So then Jack gets to the fucking woman and like knocks out the Boobs McGee and like shoots a bunch of other guards, and they get in a car
And they get a car chase. I will say this is the least annoying action scene in the movie. Though it does
It does get
significant-
annoying.
No, it doesn't get annoying. It just asks you to suspend
All belief.
all your
Every single ounce of disbelief you have, you should suspend it now.
because they're shooting each other.
Because I've seen more realism in a Fast and Furious movie.
Yes, there's something that happens here that's just incredible.
It just it defies all explanation. So anyway,
They're chasing them.
so he like tries to shoot them from behind, and he can't do it, and the girl's like jumbling around and back to find something to like.
Don't
help
forget
him.
though, their car gets blasted by the fucking turret, and it spends most of the scene on fire.
So she finds a net gun and takes out the fucking like turret guy.
Yeah.
And then like Jack gets the brilliant idea to turn around, like mid chase scene, and like drive backwards, but like he's not. He never once, and I watched this. He never once looked behind him.
No,
It's just it must be the straightest fucking
Yes.
road on the planet, and this is in the middle of the woods.
in the middle of the woods. But he spends the whole time shooting at them, and then he turns back around, and he asks her to like go through the weapons and like help him.
So she finds a grenade.
And she's like, "What's this?"
He's like, "Oh, it's a grenade. Throw it." And she just throws it without pulling the pin.
He
because
tells her-
"Ha ha, comedy."
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, well, you need to pull the pin, and that makes it explode. And then, so she pulls the pin, and
I
then,
knew this was gonna happen.
and then drops it
I knew this was gonna happen.
in the back. And then she's like, oh shit, so she can't find it, so she has to dump all the grenades out on the floor.
And it ends up blowing up the...
Somehow, the one she needed drops and perfectly explodes right at the exact moment where the car is driving over it. Convenient.
You can make the excuse that it took her so long to fumble around in there that by the time it was there, it already would have blown up. But yeah, convenient.
You can make that excuse.
And then...
And that's not where my disbelief got, like...
No, that's
stretched.
fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Because this is the next scene.
I can believe that, but the next
Because they start
scene,
getting... There's rockets shooting at them.
They start getting blasted by a fucking helicopter in the sky.
And the other car as well. Because there's one more car left. And she takes out this, like, long thing and accidentally fires it.
Straight up, and it goes through the roof.
Of the car.
And then through the bottom of the helicopter.
And the latch is on.
Latches on to the helicopter. Now, I don't know what kind of steel this fucking rope was made out of.
Strong.
But apparently it was fucking strong enough to lift the entire fucking car off. So they stop at a cliff. A cliff. And they fucking... And the helicopter, like, strains a little bit, but then picks them up.
It starts carrying them.
Carrying them over the fucking
bay.
Lake.
Yeah.
It's a lake. It's not in the ocean.
No, it's a bay.
He should stop.
It's a bay. It's not an... Here's the thing. It's not an island.
No.
But it is the ocean. It's just the other, like... It's like if you... I don't know. It's like it's a bay. It's the other side of the fucking bay. That's all it is.
So anyway, the helicopter lifts them up, and the rope finally breaks. And oh boy,
you were like,
if you thought the other part was unbelievable, this part is even more unbelievable.
So they drop in their car to the bay,
which puts out the fire, and they swim away from the car.
And then the rope somehow zooms back up and gets caught in the fucking rotor, and the helicopter dies. Explodes.
It explodes the helicopter.
That's the scene.
I don't know how. Like, if you've seen Hobbs and Shaw, I'm going to spoil a little bit for you. Okay? So, this... Uwe Boll, I guess, pioneered this. I guess if you can say that. But in Hobbs and Shaw, there's a scene where they're tethered to a helicopter, right? But they have to attach, like, a row of, like, fucking 5 other cars.
Yeah.
To, like, bring down the helicopter. But in this one... For some reason, one fucking car is fine to take. Now, that scene in Hobbs and Shaw was unbelievable. But, like, my God, the scene in fucking this movie, wow.
Well, because I don't know.
That is insane.
It just doesn't make any goddamn sense why he would do that, but whatever.
Makes 0 sense. I'm going to take another drink, sir.
You go for that. Because they're just like, I'll find the bodies, and then they don't do anything there. They assume they're dead. But they're not. And they,
of course they're not dead.
They walk through the woods.
So they find a cabin.
It's fine.
In the middle of nowhere.
A cabin with a bed and a lamp. Convenient. And they're freezing.
Romantic is what you meant to say.
Shh. They're like freezing. And he's like,
you need to take off all your wet clothes. And she's like, okay, turn around. And so he turns around and he starts taking off his clothes. And she starts taking off She starts taking off her clothes.
She gets in her underwear.
Of course, he's looking at her when she's in her bra and panties.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. And then, like, she starts getting in bed, and he's like, oh, it's so cold. Do you mind if I get in? And
she's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. And so he's like, okay, but I'm going to have to take off my wet pants. And then he takes off his pants. I don't know how, but their underwear is completely dry.
It's fine, yeah.
So... They get into bed, and they're, like, freezing. Like, they're, like, a few inches apart from each other. And they're, like, freezing, and he's like, well, body heat warms you up.
The best way, it's like the best way to warm to prevent hypothermia is
he uses
shared body heat.
Shared body heat, yes. And she's like...
Like spooning?
She's like spooning? And he's like, yeah, can we, do you mind if we do that? And she's like, no. And then, so they start cuddling.
And she's like, is that your gun?
And then he's like, yeah, sorry. And then he, like, takes it out and throws it to the Oh, so stupid! God, it's so dumb. This is Uwe Boll trying to be comedic. So then, he starts calling.
It was mildly clever.
And the weirdest thing happens because he throws his gun, and then all of a sudden they start cuddling and then kiss. Immediately. They didn't even talk at all.
No.
They just start making out.
Well,
And then,
because they were in such an intense situation that their fucking juices were just raging. So, yeah. And then the next morning they're walking, and he just like, how was I? And she just
she's
keeps
like
talking.
she just ignores it, and then he's like, you didn't answer my question. Just like it's like stereotypical like fucking male, like I need to be the best.
Yeah.
How was I? You need to rate how I was in bed.
Well, he even tells her like, on a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how fucking good was my testosterone?
She's like,
Did I dick you down good? Yeah, I know I did. You better not rate me lower than a 5.
only a 5.
5 or lower? No.
Well, it's fine, Will, because she gives him a 2.
Cause I'm good in bed. Sorry, I'm a little
It's
drunk.
fine, Will, because she gives him a fucking 2.
She gives him a 2, and his ego is hurt
Well, it's fine, Will,
because he brings it up later.
yeah, it's a hee-haw moment, whatever.
His poor male ego is devastated by that.
But then we get the best joke, because
Oh my god, this is
There's
the
a-
most awkward fucking scene I've ever seen in any.
there's a car
And I've
coming.
watched Uwe Boll's other films, so this is really fucking awkward.
There's a truck coming, and they're just like, are you seeing this? And it's just her.
And she's just standing in the middle of the road, so they get out, and they're pointing their guns at her. They're like, what are you doing here? What are you... What?
And he goes and knocks out one of them, takes his pistol, and gets out a gun, and like goes to the guy, and holds him up, and they're just like, they just stand there, and he's just like, undress. And
Yeah, so
starts-
he aims the gun at him, and he's like, undress. And
then like 15 seconds later,
'Cause
as the guy's undressing, he's just like, no.
now, I will admit, so let me set this whole scene up for you, okay? There's no music.
No, it's just
There's
nature sounds.
There's zero music, so there's just a stream in the background and some birds chirping.
And the sound of him taking his clothes off.
And like literally, there's like literal like 15 to 30-second silences between all of the like how these lines are
Yes.
delivered. So he's like, undress. Okay, no, I meant her.
And then he like looks at him.
He's like, no, just kidding.
In your dreams. End scene. Like,
Did you was there enough awkward
was that
silence
as good?
there?
Like, was that as good for you as it was for us?
Like,
that was good, baby.
that was painful. I hated waiting that long to talk.
Oh my god.
It's fucking weird as shit.
And
And then we get and then like the guy is like, okay, well, I'm gonna take you to this gate, but then I'm gonna find a boat, and then I'm gonna be. Oh no, sorry.
he tells her
He's
to
like-
hide.
So no, we get the stereotypical bad guy being.
Oh, where
bad,
she shoots the fucking.
Where she just like takes a guy and he was insubordinate, so she just shoots him in the face.
Because he's just like, I'm done. And she just shoots him in the face and is like, anybody else?
Because if you have any bad guy, the way to set any bad guy up in any action movie ever is you just have them kill one of their lackeys to show that he or she does not see
It's-
them as people.
It's the classic bad guy cliche.
It's like if you want to establish a bad guy as a bad guy, you use something like this scene
Yeah.
because it shows that
that they don't care.
they don't care about their goonies. They have enough dispatchable goonies that one will not make a difference.
Yeah. It's totally fine.
They even did it in like fucking like Austin Powers. I think they spoofed it because
Yeah.
they were like, because like Dr. Evil just like kills people at
For no reason, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still doing it in this movie.
Yeah.
And they get to the like base. They kind of go in because he's pretending she's his prisoner.
And then
He tells her to hide.
And apparently this hiding spot was right where a fucking camera was
Pointed straight at it.
Yes, because she gets caught immediately because he walks away to try and find a boat, and she's like, "No, I need to find Max." And he's like, "I'm gonna find a boat, and if you're not on that boat,
You just chill.
I'm leaving."
Like, you just chill here. He leaves. Immediately.
She gets caught immediately,
The guy sees her. The scientist sees her on the fucking camera right away.
and he's like, "Don't kill her. I want to talk to her."
And then, oh my god.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is okay.
I hate this so much.
Okay,
I hate
this
this.
is where the movie
Shit.
like there was no traction, but this is where the movie just loses every ounce of credibility. Like that, it even like it had like an ounce of fucking credibility, but now it loses all fucking credibility because we're getting ready for the third act, and it is fucking horrible. Because
We get
because
this fucking character?
of this fucking character. So we get a guy on a boat, and he's at the dock.
Well, they introduce him yelling already.
He's like, "Okay, take that one," and then he's holding up like a box for a guy, and he's like, "Oh, my back, my back, my back," and of course he's overweight, you know.
And of course, the other guy is like, what are you doing? Like, the boss again. He's like, he's not my boss. He doesn't boss me. I don't, blah, 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 my back.
And then like the other guys start unloading, and he takes out a fucking meatball sandwich
And starts eating
He's
it.
like, "I've been thinking about you all day," and just like he harps it down so hard that when our hero shows up, he has to give the guy the Heimlich maneuver because he's choking because he took too large.
And then
of a
he
bite.
gives him the Heimlich maneuver, and the guy's like, I love you, and
And then the army guys are like, "Hey, you're not like blah blah blah," and they like shoot like 50 bullets at this guy, and none of them hit. And then he fucking fires like 3 bullets,
And they're all dead.
Kills all of them.
And then we get a boat chase.
So when there was one boat in the harbor, now
there's
there's
3.
like 3. So we get a epic boat chase
With slow-mo.
through the fucking
Like a swamp.
like a swamp river.
And the only thing worth mentioning about this scene is the whole time. I hate this so much. The fucking fat guy comedy relief is doing like these goofy faces the whole time.
He even says something like, "You owe me a meatball sandwich."
Yeah. But the whole scene, he's doing like these faces,
Now
like these
remember-
comical fucking faces.
Remember, the guy said, "You owe me a boat."
Fuck off.
Or now he says, "You owe me a meatball sandwich."
Fuck off.
Don't worry, there's one more.
There's one more thing owed.
There's one more thing owed.
There's one more debt in this movie. The whole time, he's just doing these fucking faces.
Because this is how Uwe Boll does comedy.
It's comedy, and he's just doing these goofy, like, oh faces.
So another thing to mention is, eventually in the boat chase scene,
He falls off.
He hits like the main guy, Jack, hits a fucking branch in the river, and the fat guy just like rolls off and is like, "Hurr!" He's like hanging onto the rope, and this is the worst edited like boat chase scene I've ever seen because, like, our guy is like holding onto the windshield and the wheel. And he reaches over, and he's still holding on to the windshield, not the wheel this time. And the guy is in the boat.
So they think, this fucking idiot thinks we can be fooled by this. Every time it's showing like a shot of like him like
Him reaching over to help
to
the
grab
guy out
him?
of the river.
The guy who is supposedly hanging off the boat is just sitting down.
He's in the fucking boat the whole time.
He's laying there in the boat, and they're pretending.
Like, I get it. They're not going to actually drop a guy at high speed into a fucking river hanging onto a fucking
Yes,
boat.
they can. Stuntmen. All we see in that scene is his hand.
Well, so, and then magically, our dude,
Teleports.
he teleports to the other side of the boat.
To pull him out.
And pulls the guy up, and then is still on the other side of the boat, and then magically transports to the other side of the boat.
While the guy just, instead of laying
They
in the boat.
show this on camera. Like, this is not, like, edited. This is, like, clearly a wide shot of the guy just transporting, like, not walking over. He just, like, magically is on the other side of the boat.
But
in a high-speed chase.
yeah, but the whole time he was just laying down.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. And eventually,
And then he gets up, and then, like, eventually they go over, like, a jump, and the other guys can't do it.
for some reason, but it's fine because as soon as they go over that jump, there's like a blockade waiting for them.
They get captured immediately. And then we get a Gatling gun guy that just gets too trigger happy and just fires at nothing.
But don't worry, because they get captured and they get put into a hallway. They just,
I think Uwe Boll thought this hallway looked like a
prison?
like a prison cell.
but it's a
It
hallway.
does not. It's clearly just a hallway.
And the whole time, like, I don't even want to talk about this scene. 'Cause
I don't either because
it's just the fat guy trying to be funny and Jack being like sarcastic and the guy is just like, we'll kill you. And scene.
when they play I Spy, that should tell you all you need to know because they, like I mentioned at the beginning of the
yes.
episode, they
The
say
funniest
I
scene.
Spy. Okay. Is it a bunch of weird scientists? And then they both like look at each other and like, ha ha! I was expecting like a everywhere you go, like just like show their names at the bottom of the screen, like Till Swenson as Jack, whatever. Like,
It's embarrassing.
like they just both look at each other and like, and then smile. Like it's so fucking ridiculous. So anyway.
Oh my God. They
Now the guy is painting again,
yes, and the woman is there.
and we see her get up, and she's like blah blah blah, and then he's like sit back down, and then we see him painting, and he's painting over like
Well, that's later.
oh that's right. So then he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a tour. He's like, and by the way, you guys still owe me a helicopter.
Oh my God, because he takes her down to the fucking prison cell hallway, and he just tells him that you owe me a helicopter.
You owe me a helicopter.
And eventually the fat guy starts like smacking Jack, and Jack starts like choking. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
so Jack like
And eventually,
he spits up a key.
after they leave the hallway, Jack spits up a key.
A key for the handcuff.
And Emilio's like, what the hell is that? And he's like, what does he say? My everyday handcuff key or something?
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, no, I never leave home without it.
A universal handcuff key,
Yeah,
Will?
universal handcuff key. Because it unlocks every single kind of handcuff
How fucking convenient.
that he can swallow and vomit up at will.
When the fuck, like, when did
When
he
did
swallow it?
So in normal movies, it would show.
No,
Jack-
presumably, Will, he had that in his fucking mouth the whole time?
So in normal movies, they would foreshadow by showing him like being like, "Oh, I might need this later," and like swallowing it, and people are like, and maybe in a good comedy scene,
Normal movies.
like someone would see him swallowing and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you
Yeah.
swallowing a key?" And he'd be like, "Oh, trust me, it'll come in handy later." And then like, like I don't know, but like anything would have been better than what we got. So, sorry,
Oh my god.
I don't even know.
Dude,
Okay,
that's
so-
anything would have been better.
Anything would have been better than what we got.
What we actually had to deal with.
So the guy is continuing to show this girl the facility, and then we kind of get he's like, okay, well now I got to show you the real deal, and he opens a door, and Max is right there. She's like, Max, and then he's like, execute them, and like Max starts walking towards them while they're getting ready to fight.
And for some reason,
and
like,
the fat guy is like,
he's trying to karate, and then he runs away, and then Max starts like,
he starts like grabbing onto Jack's shoulder like really hard,
and then Jack gives him the safe word.
And I love how the woman like tells them to stop, and then like he grabs the thing out of her hand and like tells them to execute again, and the woman just walks away and like looks, just like stares at them.
Because there's a convenient little window
So-
in the fucking ceiling.
So Jack gives the safe word, and like he looks over and he sees
His daughter.
He sees it's not the daughter, it's the niece.
Whatever, his niece. And then he realizes it's fine.
So the guy's pissed, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna release all the super soldiers."
Well, he doesn't say that, but
He
that's
just
what happens.
He doesn't say anything, and all the super soldiers just get released, and it's just fucking chaos here from here on out.
Oh my god, we get just incomprehensible fights.
So we get all these fights of these military guys trying to take out these super soldiers, and the super soldiers just killing fucking everyone.
Yeah, and eventually, like, one of them starts chasing Jack. They're doing, like, parkour, and
then like they
the only way to kill them again is you shoot them in the eyes or the mouth.
So Jack conveniently finds a fucking shotgun on just like a control panel.
Well, don't forget, there's the saw.
Oh yeah, no, and there's a laser that activates the saw for some reason, and he puts his hand into it, and
it cuts,
and it kills the super
and
soldier.
it cuts him in half.
Why would there be a laser that just activated a saw? I don't know.
But it's there.
So he activates the saw, he kills the super soldier, and then like he blasts another one in the face with a shotgun.
They're all shooting, and eventually
the Boobs and McGee's army starts going against the other army because the other army wants to retreat and doesn't want to fight the super soldiers because the super soldiers are killing literally all their crew members.
So the doctor calls the fucking Boobs McGee and is like, kill the other guy, and they're like, yes.
And then now doesn't it show the painting now?
Yeah, because now he shows what he's been doing. He's painting over his formula, so apparently the whole fucking movie, he's just been standing there blasting black paint over his fucking super soldier formula.
Now I don't get it because it never.
You don't get it.
It never.
I don't fucking get it.
It never, and I mean never, explains what the fuck he's actually doing. He's just painting with black paint over the fucking formula.
That's it.
But for some reason, we'll get to it.
Oh my god.
For some reason, he has to take the painting with him, and I don't know why. It never explains why.
Because it's the formula.
Yeah, but how is he gonna see it if he blasted over with?
Because he's gonna wash it off. I don't know, Will. I don't fucking know.
It never explains why. Like, if he's painting over his formula, why does he need to take it with him?
Because when he goes to his next...
But if it dries, there's no getting that off.
Oh, he'll find a way, Will. He's got another formula hidden somewhere else.
You know what the formula is? Paint thinner.
Fucking hell.
Oh my god. So anyway, it's just a fucking, like, chaotic mess.
Because eventually, the two, like, sides of the army fight each other, and, like, Boobs McGee kills the guy.
And kills another dude.
And then eventually, Jack, like, catches up to them, takes the fucking... he takes the fucking science, he's holding him up, and he's like, let the girl go.
And he's like, let the girl go, and she's like, drop the gun. And he's like, let the girl go. And like, she's like, drop the gun. And then he finally lets the doctor go.
And he's like, kill them. And then they start shooting.
And first,
he kills...
They shoot in front of him, and Jack gets hit in the side from like the left side. And like gets hit, and then he grabs the girl and kills... oh my god. This scene, and then we get a scene of Max slow-mo jumping down.
I love this scene.
And the girl and the Boobs McGee shoots him in the eye.
You forget though, the best part of the scene is when he's punching the guys.
Oh, he's just fucking yeeting them.
And every time he punches them, it does this like boosh sound effect, and they just go flying.
They just yeet. They just yeet to the left and right.
Boosh.
And then she shoots him in the eye, and he like gets it on his knees, and she's gonna go in for the kill. And he reaches up and just like awkwardly breaks her neck, even though it is so badly edited.
It's so badly done
because it's like cut, and then she's just falling down,
and then he dies.
And then he like slow mo just like fades off the fucking camera.
The camera.
And then so Jack and the girl are running, and they see like waves, and the fat man comes to
in
save
a boat.
them.
But and then the scientist goes to where the boat is supposed to be, and he's like,
where are you? Where are you? I need to get off this island. And he's carrying his painting
Yeah.
His painting in a briefcase.
And then he sees them on a boat, and Jack, in very, very far distance,
you can barely see
flips
it.
him off.
He flips him off with both hands.
And you can barely see it. And then the last thing...
And the guy turns around, and all his subjects are coming towards him, and you don't get even a satisfying, like, death.
No, he just says, like, stand down.
He's like, he stares at all of them, he's like, stand down! And then, like,
Cut.
You don't, no satisfying death scene.
Nothing.
For the enemy.
It's just the boat, and then they're on another fucking, like, marina, and then they're talking. It's Jack and the girl, and she's like, yeah, the Men in Black came up, and I guess we'll never really find out, like, anything because of government secrets.
And he's like, okay, well, will I see you tomorrow? And she's like, I don't know, maybe. And they awkwardly kiss, and he starts walking towards his boat, which is a new boat, and he explains how
The insurance paid for it.
and the food man is his new chef /
And he's like, we
deckhand.
got our first customers. And it's the
it's-
fucking whale people.
You were promised us some whales.
And then
Daniel whales.
Jack just, it's just
He's like,
nope.
Fuck
Just
that.
Pieces out.
And he just walks away, and we see the last cut we get is Jack walking away. It's like a bird's eye view of Jack walking away, and then the fat man talking to the couple, the whale couple, and we see a boom mic in the little boat, and it's pulling away
Because someone told them, hey, bro, we can see you.
and then end credits.
It's directed by Uwe Boll.
That's it.
That's the movie.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so we do a podcast where we review bad movies, right?
Yes.
I can forgive the first 2 acts of this movie.
I can forgive it, sure.
Because, like, sure, okay,
It's
whatever.
dumb, but whatever.
Like, compared to the other shit we've watched from Uwe Boll,
Yes.
this is a little bit more easy to, like, choke down.
It's easy. It goes down easier.
It's a little easier to take in because, like, it's a little bit, and I say a little, like,
Little.
it's very little.
Yeah.
But a little bit more competent, right?
Yeah, like...
Because I can be like, okay, this is a really dumb movie. It's stupid. It's fucking horrible. It's trash. But at least it's watchable trash. And then the third act comes along. The fucking guy comes in.
And it's over.
And it's over. Because that's where it lost me. That's where I was like, you know what? Nah, this is still a Uwe Boll film.
This is still shit.
This is still a fucking awful goddamn movie.
Yep.
Because that's where it reminded me that I was watching a Uwe Boll film.
That's where you knew.
Because there wasn't, like, the worst acting we've ever seen in a Uwe Boll film.
Yeah, like, the actors are fine.
The cinematography was okay.
Okay.
It was passable at best. And then, like, the script writing was horrible as always. But, like, everything was kind of working, right? It was... And this is stretching for me, but it's kind of working.
Kind of.
Until the food guy comes in and ruins fucking everything. Because
Just wrecks
it would not have been a good movie without him, right? It would have been fucking trash. But at least it would have been a little bit more bearable if he was not in this fucking movie.
Yeah, if it were just a normal movie that just, like, chugged along, whatever.
But why do we need this guy? He comes in at the last fucking, like, last, like, 20, like, 30 minutes of the film, and we're supposed to care about him like he's this fucking great side character?
Mm-hmm.
He's just fucking annoying and shouts about how his back hurts and how he wants food. Like, that's, like, it's just stereotypical fat guy shit. Like, why? It's not funny.
No.
It's not original.
No.
It's like, it's just unnecessary bullshit.
It's just a waste.
Because, like, Uwe Boll was going towards, like, oh, maybe this is the one bearable fucking Uwe Boll film. And nope.
Nope.
No. It just, he fucking ruined it. He just fucking, he took his whole fucking thing and just threw it in the goddamn trash. It was already garbage, and he just fucking threw it in the trash.
Just shredded.
Yes. So, fuck this film. Because of the last act.
Yeah, no, he
It's
couldn't.
fucking garbage.
He couldn't do it.
He couldn't even fucking complete a movie that was actually semi-watchable.
Yeah, no, he couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't follow through with a movie that actually could be a little bit tiny.
A movie that didn't make you want to kill yourself.
Yes, but no, he continues.
He continues.
Now I will admit, out of all the fucking Uwe Boll films we've watched, I would rather watch this one than any of the other ones.
Oh, easily.
This is the easiest to swallow down,
Yeah.
but like my
Still bad.
God, it was a struggle because I swear to God, I wanted to quit when that fucking food guy came on. I was like, I want to end this. I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
It ruined the whole fucking experience because he's so fucking annoying and the movie just tanks at this part. It wasn't even a good movie and it tanked at the end of it. Like, I don't know how to comprehend this. It was fucking garbage and then it tanks at the last fucking third act.
Garbage continues garbage.
Yep. So that was Uwe Boll's Far Cry. Now, I will do a shitty pretty, and I will say, I know this is surprising. I'm going to give the first 2 acts a 1, and then the third act just, takes it back in the fucking garbage zone.
No, I could probably give the first 2 acts a 2. But,
Now, that's high praise from us for Uwe Boll.
Law of averages.
And it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts saying that Uwe Boll didn't make a terrible first 2 acts.
Law of averages, though.
But here's the
Third
thing.
act is a 3.
Here's the thing. As a filmmaker, you want the third act to be the most exciting, right? This is where everything unfolds. You've been building up to this third act, right? Mm-hmm. So it's almost unforgivable that the third act is such fucking horse shit.
The third act is when they went full comedy.
They went full comedy and just didn't give a fuck about any of the subplots they were building up to. He just forgot about every fucking thing that he was building up to and was just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna do a fucking stupid action scenes, stupid comedy. Fat guy's gonna show up a bunch of times and make a bunch of quippy jokes, and then fucking everyone's
He's just the food guy.
and then we're not even gonna give a satisfying death to the evil guy that wasn't even that evil because
off camera.
he would. Think about it. Evil guy. As far as evil guys go, this guy was pretty fucking tame.
No.
He killed a bunch of mercenaries. That's all he did.
Yeah.
Think about it. He didn't even kill civilians or anything. He didn't kill the mass public. He didn't bomb a fucking a fucking building. As far as movie villains go, this guy was pretty fucking tame.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get a satisfying death for him.
No.
He just turns around and says stand down and then they keep running to him and then it cuts.
Yeah.
He couldn't even do that right.
No.
And that's in the third act, so it's unforgivable. So the first 2 acts, sure, 2. The third act,
0.
takes it back to a fucking 0.
Nice job.
I wanted this to be the one that I could actually sit down and watch, okay? I did go into this with a blank slate. I was trying not to think about the fact that this was another fucking Uwe Boll film.
Yes.
I was really trying. I was struggling. Mm-hmm. But the first 2 acts, I was like, you know what? It's fucking horrible, but at least I can watch it.
Yeah.
It's fun making fun of. It's bad, but at least it's a little bit coherent.
Yes.
And then the third act happened, and I was just like, oh, this is a Uwe Boll film.
Yeah, it's the same old shit.
It just reminded me of everything that we've seen before. So yeah, that was Far Cry.
Let's stop talking about Far Cry.
It just fucking... Sorry.
Fart Cry.
I'm going off on a rant. Yes, we should stop talking about it. It's just a bad movie. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
If you do want to watch it, I don't know why you would.
It's on Prime.
And it's on Amazon Prime. You can go on there and view it to your heart's content.
Yeah, go enjoy yourself.
My suggestion is once you get to the fat guy part, just
turn it off.
Just turn off the
turn
movie.
Off the movie
because you've watched the only good parts of the movie.
You've watched anything worth watching. Yeah.
and then it's just done.
It's done.
Just pause it and turn off the movie and go watch something get better.
And just think up of a finale in your end. Like think it up in your head,
Go write your own finale. There you
and
go.
it'll be better.
Fan fiction your own finale, and
Yeah.
there you go.
It'll still be better.
It will be infinitely better, even if it's terrible.
It'll still be better.
So anyway, Far Cry out of the way. It's kind of weird. Shitty Pretty is like a 2 on the first 2 acts, and then it
0?
just takes it back down to a 0.
You get a lovely 1.
Yeah, a 1. This Sunday, we're doing it again. We had to do it to him. It's the new year. It's the new decade.
The new
Okay.
decade, yeah.
You know what we had to do? Another fucking live stream.
Another 6
baby.
hours.
Another 6-hour live stream with a in the middle of the whole block. We got a mukbang for you.
Yeah, again.
You know, we're gonna eat on fucking live stream. Okay, that's what we do
That's what we do.
for you guys.
You know this. Once
we
a month.
we eat live for you guys.
On a random Sunday of the month, we
Yes.
do this.
So please go to our YouTube. I know I say this every time, but I really want even our new listeners
Please.
go to our YouTube.
Please.
They mostly come in at night podcast.
Please.
You'll see our logo. Just go there. Subscribe. You don't even have to hit the bell. I'd rather you hit the bell.
You don't have
But
to.
you know, I'm not going to make you hit the bell.
We're not going to force
Okay?
you.
I'm not going to force you to hit that bell. But
But it'd be nice if you
But
did.
it'd be nice if you did, because you know what happens if you ring that bell? This sounds like an advertisement. But
You get a notification.
you get a notification of when we go live. And you know what
Live.
else we get? More perks. Because you know what else you get? You get a notification when we actually post things to to YouTube. Wow, I am so drunk. You get a notification when we post things to YouTube. So when a new episode of your favorite new horror and action movie review
Goes
podcast
live.
goes live,
You'll know.
You'll get a notification if you listen to us on YouTube. If not, we're on Podbean and wherever else
We're
podcasts are.
everywhere.
We're everywhere. We're on Stitcher. We're on Apple.
Fucking everywhere,
podcasts.
baby.
We're everywhere. So tell your friends. Be like, hey, Alex and Will still sound amateur as fuck. Go listen to their podcast.
Go listen. We're over 100 fucking episodes in. Over 100 kinos.
Yes.
Confirmed.
And we still got to do it to them, okay?
We're still doing games.
We still doing it to them. We still playing games for 6 hours straight. So please, the least you could do is drop a fucking comment on our YouTube channel, okay?
Just one.
Just one. I don't care if you're in the middle of work. Just be like, hey.
Yo.
And I'll be like, yo, this guy or guy/girl is fucking cool as shit. They actually commented. Cool. That's all you have to do, okay? When we're live streaming, just fucking drop a comment. We don't charge you for this shit, okay?
No, it's free.
It's completely free. If you listen to us or suggest us to your friends, just have them leave a comment. I'm drunk and I'm ranting, but I don't care. Just leave a comment. That's
Just
all we
one
want.
comment.
Just one. And all we ask you to do is go subscribe to our channel and ring that bell.
Ring that bell, baby.
You don't have to, but I want you
You
to.
don't have to, but it'd be nice.
Please. Please ring the bell.
Please.
Please. For us.
We'll
For me and Alex.
do something.
I don't know if we'll do anything,
Something.
but we'll play games.
Something.
Okay? And we'll mukbang for you,
Yeah.
okay? If you want, we can even drag the microphone to our
Oh my
fucking
God.
mouths and we'll do an ASMR for you.
You do that, baby.
I will
You do that.
If you request an ASMR while Alex is playing games, I will personally ASMR some of
Something.
of the live stream. I'll ASMR something.
Some object.
But anyway, yeah, so live stream coming up this Sunday. Wow, that was a long tangent.
So at around noon Mountain Time.
Around noon. It's not always at noon because
Sometimes there's technical difficulties.
It's lazy Sunday, okay? Sometimes we don't want to get up on time, and sometimes, you know, I don't want to fucking set up everything.
Sometimes there's
There's
technical
time.
difficulties.
Yeah. Like
Always.
last time. Always. And let's hope to fucking God another game doesn't crash our entire stream.
Oh, I mean, that happens too. That's fine.
But anyway, so, YouTube, They Mostly Come In at Night podcast.
Sunday.
Go there. Sunday.
Be there.
Be there. Around 12. We'll be live. Drop a comment. Talk to us. Ask us a question.
Give us a
Even-
confession.
Even a doctor come in and be like, hey, are you sexually active? And I'll be like, yeah. With lamps. I like to have sex with inanimate objects, okay? I don't know what that's called again, but, whatever.
I'm sure the doctor will tell you what it's called.
Yes, I'm sure he will.
That's why they're a doctor. Well,
I hope a doctor drops a comment. But anyway, all jokes aside, we'd really appreciate it if you guys were there. We love talking to our audience. We're gonna try and get to more suggestions on YouTube too, because I know people have been one person has been leaving comments on YouTube. They suggested another movie. I don't know when we're gonna get to that movie.
we will.
Eventually,
We'll get there.
that's all I can say. We'll get there.
We'll add it to a list.
It took us a while to get to your other suggestion, but trust us, we'll get to your other one too.
Trust me. Once this year is done, we will get to it.
We'll do another special.
Or later, or
Yeah.
when it gets to that year. If you recommend something that's in a future year, I'll put it on. I'll add it to the list.
But for now, please come join us on Sunday.
Yeah,
And,
that's it.
Have a lovely day, night, whenever you're listening to
Yeah.
this. And, for They Mostly Come In at Night, this has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye. You owe me a meatball sandwich.
I'm just the food guy.